Hi, I'm Christina Applegate.
And I'm Jamie-Lynn Sigler.
And this is
Messy. Support for Messy comes from Oak Essentials. Don't let the stress of the holiday season show up on your skin. You need to keep your complexion hydrated, youthful, and clear with Oak Essentials. Oak Essentials was founded in 2021 by our tastemaker, our favorite gal, Jenny Kane. And Oak Essentials brings this simple yet luxurious approach to self-care with a lineup of clean, effective skincare and body care essentials. These are high performance products and they will elevate your daily routine. They leave your skin looking fresh, hydrated, and radiant. And also the bottles are so beautiful. I just love to look at them on my countertop. And so if you haven't discovered Oak Essentials Dew Body Oil yet, you are in for a treat. I am obsessed with my body oil. And this best-selling, award-winning body oil proves that your body deserves just as much attention as your face. It is lightweight, it is fast absorbing, and it leaves your skin, I can attest, soft, smooth, non-greasy, and you can get dressed immediately after application. I put my jeans on right away and they're not sticking, they're not funky, and it makes my skin look amazing. It's also your secret weapon against the cold, dry air that we're facing now. So treat yourself and your loved ones with the best gift of all, Oak Essentials. It's a perfect stocking stuffer, a perfect gift, a perfect hostess gift. And for a limited time, our listeners will get an exclusive 15% off your first order. You go to oakessentials.com and you use the code MESSY15 to get 15% off. So again, this holiday season, treat yourself and your loved ones to spa quality skincare essentials that deliver a moisture-rich glow. Our followers will get 15% off their first order when you use code MESSY15 at checkout. That's 15% off your first order at oakessentials.com. Promo code MESSY15. Get your best radiant skin this season with Oak Essentials.
Hi, guys. Guess what?
What?
We have merch. That's what the young people say. They say merch because they don't have time to say merchandise.
And it's a limited time.
Limited. But we got a hat. We've got mugs. We got totes. We've got
hoodies.
An awesome hoodie. Yes.
And you know what else? Tell them what they get.
A little secret surprise.
Get to match
secret
us.
Surprise. Yeah. We got tattoos. I mean, not like a real tattoo from like someone, but rub on.
To match us, tattoos. You know, because we have
say, and so it is. Mm-hmm. Or so it is.
And then you can decide if you're digging it on your body, you can get it permanently too and match us.
And if you don't know what and so it is means, it actually means amen.
Yes.
And it's a big, powerful thing of saying that this is so.
If you want to rep this pod, if you want to rep what we do here, we love you. We would love you to get a hat, get a sweatshirt, or get a tote. All you have to go to, this is a long website, guys. You can go to our Instagram to see it, but I'm going to say it because I have to. It's messypodcast.give/swagger.com/messy_podcast/merch/shop/home. You got it? I hope so.
I just took 7 MS naps.
It'll be in my bio. We'll have a link to it in the episode description, so you can scroll down and click that, or you can just go to Messy Podcast on Instagram, and all the info will be there.
There you go, guys.
Buy our merch. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Messy. I am Jamie. I'm joined by
X-Tina.
X-Tina. Ooh, we X-Tina today.
I was the original X-Tina. Don't even at me with Christina Aguilera. I was the original X-Tina.
Would never even question it.
Don't at me.
Who the OG was. We have such a cool guest today. I'm just going to give a little background, like a personal background. I fell in love with this woman's pillows. That's like how I was introduced to her decades ago, was like, because I went to a girlfriend's house and I was like, where did you get these? And she was like,
Amber Interiors. Do you not know this person? Thus began my love affair. She is the reason that I am obsessed with interior design. Like the way I can describe her is like you have like your own, like people will walk into a room and be like, oh, this is so Amber Interiors. Like you have created your own complete style. She is just a rad woman. She's a mother. She unfortunately shares MS with us, but all those things make her the incredible person that she is. I'm so excited to have on Messy today, Amber Lewis. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so pumped to be here. Of all the things you introduced me as, having my own, I was on a podcast recently with Molly Sims, and she said, you're a verb. Like you're a descriptive verb, like an Amber, it's Amber Interiors. And I went, oh, that's not my last name. But, Molly.
But it's true. It's true. Though people will be like, what's your style? I'm like, Amber Interiors. Like, what do you mean? Is there any other?
I'm very flattered and also don't know how that happened because it's happened. It feels very fast. But thank you very much. And I'm really excited to be here. Very excited.
And I'm excited we made a deal earlier that you're going to come redo my house for free.
Oh, yes. I did make that deal.
Wow, I must have stepped out.
Oh, wait, that was in the contract.
What the hell?
It was in the arrangement. Oh, you get one too, Jamie. You get a new.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
As you can see in this bare space in my room, I really need some help right now. Well, one of our favorite ways to begin a conversation with someone is Christina has this question that she asks people that I love. So I'll throw it to you, Christina.
I love to ask, and we'll go from there, is who is little Amber? Like, do you remember being like 7 years old? Like what your shoes look like, what your outfit looked like? Do you remember the smell of your house? Do you remember the music you were listening to? And that's like something that I find to be obviously what bases who we become and end up and not end up because we're always evolving. But I'd love to know little Amber.
That's an incredible question. I would say little Amber is pretty much the same as big Amber, much to my mother's demise. She was like, you came out of the womb saying that it was your way or no way. And I've literally
there you go.
Exact same sense. And I think that, I was like a very particular child, I'd say, very like out of control, very loud and quite silly, but then also very particular. I wanted things just so. I'm still the same.
Did you have a favorite pair of shoes? I always want to know if you had a favorite pair of shoes.
Yeah. So I had some real special Keds. Keds was like the one, and we had to go to knockoff Keds for a little while in my household. So we had to go to Payless Shoes, get a couple knockoff Keds or Target. But I was a Keds girl.
Love Keds. Of course. I had Keds. I also had the Payless Keds.
I'm older than you guys. I remember my mom broke her arm in a dance class and I had to go to the hospital and I was wearing my K-Swiss, but my K-Swiss had the laces that said bullshit all over them. And I was a little kid and I kept trying to hide them because I thought we would get kicked out of the hospital. Anyway, so continue. Sorry. Shoes.
No,
are like a weird thing, right?
It was like fancy.
It was fancy shoes. Okay.
Oh yeah,
they were fancy. Yeah,
those were the rich kids that got to play tennis.
I was gonna say like you were highfalutin in case.
No, we were on food stamps, but that's okay.
Anyway, so we were Payless.
So
Payless shoe sources or JCPenney or Mervyn's. You guys remember Mervyn's?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, was that a California thing?
California thing.
So you grew up in LA?
I did. I grew up in LA. I grew up in the Valley for a little while. So like where I'm at now currently.
Boo. No, I'm kidding. No, when we were kids, we were Hollywood kids. So like the Valley was like, we don't go to the Valley. And now people are like, oh, meet me down in West Hollywood. I was like, no, thank you. I will be in the Valley.
Sorry, what's
doing all the things?
I don't go.
Yeah, no, thank you. I will. But no, I very much love the Valley. But so where exactly in the Valley?
I was in
Did you grow up? Oh, okay.
Which was great. And then my parents had my dad was like, I want to be by the beach. So we moved to Malibu. And then I grew up in Malibu I say I grew up in Malibu now because I was there from 6th grade till I graduated high school. But yeah, that's sort of the story of that's me as a child. There's all kinds of other things I could tell you, but That's me.
No, we liked all of those things.
So obviously that's all of your, do you feel like growing up in the Valley and Malibu is a lot of like your influence for design was?
No, I would say maybe Malibu more than the Valley, but my mom is an incredible artist. And she was really she was a stay-at-home mom, so she was very much all up in her shit every single day. And I mean, like, I had a sock puppet party for my fifth grade birthday party, which when I was like, 9 or 10, my mom made me have a bunch of friends over to make sock puppets. And she was just kind of that lady. And that's sort of what we did. And she was just very, very much like, if you guys are bored, you go outside and you get dirty, you come back in. She's very hippie, very free. And she just kind of taught us to use our hands. Like, we sewed and we baked and we cooked and we sat at dinner every single day. So a very different life than I've actually provided my own child, which is funny, but that's just kind of how she was. Me, my brother, and my sister were just totally like at her hip, kind of doing whatever she asked us to do, which was hippie shit, pretty much.
All I can
love
think
that,
about is
though.
Sherry Lewis right now. That's it. I was just like, Sherry Lewis. I don't know. I'm so much older
Who's
than
Sherry Lewis?
everybody.
I know.
Oh my God.
Who is it? Oh, we're not that. I'm
Uh-oh.
younger.
I know. She loves to say this.
But that I'm so old. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Sherry Lewis, like she had a career from a sock puppet. Come on.
Oh, yes.
yes.
Come on.
I'm having, there it is.
There.
Yes, I'm having the
There you
lamb,
go.
the little
That's right,
lamb.
the lamb.
Yeah, but it was like a sock puppet. It just,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
it wasn't a
I'm
sock.
terrible with names. If you showed me the puppet, I would have been like, oh, that lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
that was sort of our life. We grew up very much like go outside. We camped. That was our event. Like our vacations were going outside and camping. And my dad taught me how to fish and, got a fish when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think those are all things that are, they really do somehow influence who we are, and the road might not look like it was an exact like trajectory from those things, but they really influence you. So then where did design and you find each other?
Well, I was always trying to figure out how I could make a career and not having to work somewhere. I didn't want to work for anybody. I had a job since I was 15 years old. That was the one thing I was good at. I hated school, but I knew that I loved to work. I didn't really love working for people, but I liked to be in other places that weren't at school. I was not, my personality is not conducive to the school environment. So I could not wait to get out. And I basically conned my way to be able to leave high school and go do like early work. So I was leaving every single day, high school to go and work. And I would just work all the time. And I knew that I wanted to be creative. I knew I wanted to use my hands similar to the way I grew up. And I wanted to be doing something. I just couldn't figure out what. So I was always like trying to like create businesses when I was growing up. So it was a pillow company. I was 15 years old and I'm going to sell my own pillows.
That's incredible. So you were like a baby entrepreneur.
Truly.
like,
Yeah.
from the
And
get-go.
no one believes me until I'm like, no, you don't understand. I really was a crazy person. I begged for a sewing machine, so I got one. And then I taught myself how to sew. And I made my own little business cards. And I like paid my friend to create a logo for me. Funny enough, it was a fleur-de-lis. I'm going to get a
Oh, I love it.
I know, it was ridiculous. But I was such a person who wanted to do things. And I just had such a mindset. My 15-year-old is so nothing like me. Like she's like, oh, job, mom. I don't barely wants to get up and like clean up her room. Whereas I had everything in its right spot. And I don't know, I was kind of destined to do something creative. And I thought it was fashion because you don't really know that you can get paid to do interior design. I mean, at least like I hadn't, but my dad was.
Having redone my home, you get paid a fuck ton more than fashion.
Now I'm doing just fine.
Why? There you go.
Just fine.
Fuck ton more.
But now I it wasn't just picking paint colors for a living. I was able to, I'm like, oh, you as a designer, you actually build homes. My dad is a builder. So I was like always living in houses that were under some form of construction. So I saw the bones of all these houses and I was really into it. Anyway, I didn't realize that you can make a career out of it. So I went to fashion school because that's just what one does. Like I hate school, so I'm just going to go to fashion school. And I hated fashion school. And then I started working at a design store, sort of like what the stores I have now. worked at the design store and just loved it. Fell in love with it. And here we are. The rest, I mean, there's a lot of things.
So, of course. Well, then let's fast forward.
Yeah.
You're one of the most influential interior designers. You have brick and mortar stores. You have your own line of every type of interior things that you would need, furniture, accessories, all the dreamiest of things. But then take us now to March 2020.
Don't we love 2020 and 2021, Amber? Love them. Love
Dude.
it.
2020 was so fucked up. Like, obviously the world was coming to an end, right? As far as we were concerned, we didn't know our ass from our elbow. We didn't have a clue what was going on. So 2020, March, I had been working. So I bought a house, basically like a tear down back in 2018, and embarked on the journey of doing my own house. And I was so excited about it. But that meant that me and Mike, my ex-husband at the time, and we were going to be sort of like vagabonds essentially, because we had to rent and we couldn't live in the house. So we undertook like this massive renovation and remodel. So we were moving from rental to rental, and my life felt very chaotic the couple years prior to that. And I was just so like focused. My career was crazy. All these things were happening. I'm building my dream house at the time, but my entire life was just, I was ignoring my state. I mean, I'm sure you guys can talk about this. Everything was wrong. I was like fritzing out on the whole, I was falling all the time. There was something wrong with me. I couldn't figure it out. And cut to the week, March 2020, we move into this gosh darn house, right? It had been almost killed me for the last 2 years. We move in on March 6th.
Wow.
The craziest thing, on about March 4th or March 5th, I lost all feeling in my feet. So, and I just, you guys, like a crazy person, and I know you'll know, and I can only like say this from the bottom of my heart, I thought it was okay because I was so feeling all of these weird symptoms, so much so that everyone would be like, Amber, it's not normal for your fingers to go numb all the time. You should go get that checked out. I was like, good. We're good. I'm on a fast track to do all kinds of things. I have a one-track mind. It's house, it's career, it's best mom being the best this. And I was focused.
Yeah, it's circulation and neuropathy. It's not anything real grim.
Pinch nerve, whatever it is.
Yeah. You're like peeing in your pants every now and again. Like, that's fine. It's totally.
You had a baby. Come on.
Yeah, it's fine. So all of these.
Hey.
Yeah, what is wrong with me? Nothing. What's wrong with you? I'm good. Right. So you're like cruising through life, and all of a sudden my feet are gone. And then I went, oh, okay, that's weird. 2 days go by. March 6th, I'm moving into the house. I am literally numb, almost to my hips at this point, but I'm moving into this house come hell or high water. No one was going to stop me. It's going to go away. On March 9th, I finally said, okay, something's severely wrong, because it was now all the way up to my chest. And I finally called a doctor. In fact, didn't even call my doctor, like my regular GP. I called a friend of a friend of a friend. Hey, is this normal? Because if they don't know me, they're going to tell me it's normal. It's fine. You're good. Got exactly what my addict self needed to hear, which was, I thought that I was going to get my addict self being like, no, you're fine. You can continue to operate like a lunatic. They were like, no, you really need to get yourself to a doctor or an ER who can see you immediately. Fine. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll go. Went in, and they were, stabbing me with things on my feet. She's like, you're not moving. You really can't feel this? I'm like, I can't. I can't feel anything. I don't know what's wrong. You got to go get an MRI. Get an MRI. It comes back on March 9th, and they're like, you have plaque-like lesions on your brain and your spine. You need to get your ass to an ER. I go to the ER. They are literally setting up COVID tents. This is before we knew what was going on.
Oh,
wow.
Right. Okay.
And they were like, you need to go to an ER and get like a whole other set of things. Let's just have it kind of like stream fast to get you test run. They're going to do X, Y, and Z to see if they can figure out what it is, because you really are like actually numb, and we're afraid that it's going to go to your lungs or whatever. They're like, we don't know what's wrong.
Right.
Right. Oh, wait, I just as a joke and for you to like lessen the blow of it, I call them brain herpes.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Brain blurps. Yeah. Or that.
I call them brain herpes because they're little
Brain
sores
herpes.
on your little brain herpes.
Black like
It's just
lesions.
weird.
I was
Okay,
like,
go ahead.
someone needs to floss. Your brain needs to. Anyway, so then
we can laugh.
What else are you gonna do? It's March 9th. I went to the hospital. They're like, you need to stay overnight. So I'm in the ER hospital, intense, where people are literally dying of COVID. Truly, I'm not even exaggerating, are coming in dying of COVID because we don't know what's wrong. And I got spinal taps, the whole 9 yards. On March 9th, they're like, yeah, you have MS.
Isn't that a fun fucking sentence to hear?
Oh, no. And my aunt has MS. So I knew what MS was, but she's got progressive. So I only knew what that was. And I was like, what? No, I don't. She like walks with a cane. Like, that's not what's going on with me. You guys, the world fucking shut down on the 13th of March. And I just went to a new house, didn't even unpack a fucking box. Like, couldn't even, and just got home to this new house and laid on the couch for seriously 2 months. And just,
oh my God, Amber.
And just went, what is going on? And I was in full shock because you don't tell someone like me, pre-me, right, who I am today versus who I was then. You did not tell a person like me then that she was sick or that she was going to go down or that something was wrong with her, because it was not wrong with me. It was wrong with everyone else. That doesn't happen to me. And so when I got that diagnosis, it was earth-shattering. I know it's earth-shattering for all of us, but like in my personality, owning how earth-shattering that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, because it was weakness that I had to accept that has nothing to do with all these things that I've spent my whole life creating, right? Like these beautiful things around me that will not let me be sick, right? I can't be sick. I have all these things to hold up. And it was no more could I carry the weight. And it was like this whole surrender, a surrender that I had never had to have before. And it was wild. It started the progression of what became the last 4 years of my life of just unraveling to rebuild.
Yeah. Support for Messy comes from Honey Love. Oh, well, this year I am thankful for Honey Love because there's nothing worse than suffering from an uncomfortable bra or shapewear. So Honey Love has revolutionized the bra and shapewear game for you. Say goodbye to those uncomfortable underwires and bulky fabrics that trap heat. Honey Love's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. Plus, they're made with fabric that is so soft, you won't want to take it off. I actually forget I have a bra on when I have my Honey Love bra on. I swear. So I told you I don't like to take my bra off because it's so comfortable, but let me tell you about their shapewear. Honey Love's best-selling Superpower short is the go-to. It has this targeted compression technology that distinguishes between areas where you want more support and areas you need less compression. And their signature X targets and sculpts your midsection without squeezing your natural curves. Plus, the best part is it won't ever roll up or down thanks to flexible boning hidden in the side seams. This is perfect for all of your holiday dresses you'll be wearing this season. So get yourself the gift of comfort, because plus from now until December 4th only, Honey Love is giving up to 60% off site-wide. It is their biggest sale of the year. Visit honeylove.com/messy to shop their sale and let them know we sent you when the survey asks. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save up to 60% off site-wide at honeylove.com/messy until December 4th only. Inventory is limited and the sale ends soon, so don't miss their best deals of the year. And after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style, thanks to Honey Love.
when I had cancer, because I've gotten the fun end of the sticks of all things.
I'm so
So
sorry.
anywho,
That's just
no, but it whatever. That one was fine.
whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. My mom always said to me, cancer is a word, not a sentence. And I have to now, because, you know, Jamie knows that I'm so fucking upset. I'm still in mourning of my life, of the career that I had, of my life, of being able to be the mother that I had been, the dancer I had been, the fucking hiker I had been, all the things that we mourn.
Yeah.
But I kept trying to say to myself, these are just words. They're not sentences. And I don't know what that means. There's like power in that. And I don't know. I've been like meditating a lot lately again. And I've been visualizing the brain herpes going away. And I don't know if that's going to do anything, but I don't fucking know. There's something that's happening. There's something shifting that is different. And
Well, I think it's a lot of like what Amber was saying, right?
Yeah.
Where at a certain point, you have choices how to react. But I think that at a certain point, if you surrender to what is, there is an opportunity for a rebuilding, a rebranding, a reshuffling, wiring within yourself, where we have to just trust what's happening, and we have to take it with us, and we have to move on from there. You had built literally your dreams, your dream home. And I was going to ask you, do you feel like in hindsight that it was almost a gift that the world shut down in that moment that it is, where you actually just had no choice but to literally sit with what you were just, the news you were given?
I would have probably worked myself into you know what, to be fair, I feel like the damage was already done. I had worked myself into that. I feel like I ended up having an attack because of years and years of ignoring all kinds of symptoms that were so bad. It was my body's last resort of saying, you're not going to sit down, so I'm going to straight up take your ass down.
Can I ask you a question, Amber?
Yeah.
Because I noticed symptoms years before, but like nothing really of like any kind of substance, you know, like, you know, a block, you know, my leg would kind of go out, and then depth perception. Like if I was on stairs, I'd get like really weirded out, and then nothing. I was still playing tennis. I was still dancing. I was still doing all the things that I would do. The beginning of 2020, I had a lot of really stressful shit happening in my world. My mom got cancer again. I had someone like threatening my life, and like all this shit was going on. And it was like, bam, the toes went numb. You and I have the same similar stuff. Toes went numb, then foot, then leg, then everything. And it happened for me really quickly. And I'm wondering, like, at that time when you started feeling those things and it kind of rapidly, like, we don't want to say the word progress because it's not a progression, because I've been using my Theragun the last 5 days, like crazy on my legs, and I'm actually feeling my feet again. So
Wow.
Good.
there you go. Like intense Theragun. Thank you, Jamie. I'm prayer handsing her. Like, was there something besides the pandemic? Was there something, because trauma can actually activate MS symptoms and flare?
You guys I just read such a phenomenal, if you read The Body Keeps the Score.
Yes. We just talked about it. We just talked about it on a past episode.
I haven't. But also I was going to say, Jamie is much more positive than I am. And I'm like her yang to her yang, or her shit to her good.
But Xtina, let me tell you, it will literally help you understand that we are a very specific bunch of people, and it has to do with so many things that have happened to us from the minute we were born. Like, it is destined in a way that it's, yeah, fuck you, destiny. Well, fuck you, destiny, because it is seriously, it looks at people like us that are achievers in a way that we need to have this. We are, you know, we believe that we have all of this influence and power that like is going to change the world, and no one gives a fuck, but we internalize so much that it makes us crazy and sick, right? So this is just a part of our little weird, MS is very specifically autoimmune trauma. Women, we're very affected by other people and how they feel about us, and we internalize it all, and we act like we're these like super tough, we've got it all figured out, but almost all the time we don't. And it's us specifically.
Oh, I fucking definitely don't. So I get you.
Yeah. But also I just listened to The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate. I don't know if you've heard that one.
Yep.
That is like a life changer because it's the same thing. It's trauma and it's all of these things that we've suppressed for our whole entire life. A lot of times it has to do with alcoholism in our family, specifically women with alcoholic fathers.
But it's a certain type of person. And that's wild. And, I've had somebody point that out to me. I actually know this woman, Sarah Hirsch Bordeaux, and she did a whole documentary, and she's trying to raise a lot of money for this research project where like all women with autoimmune, like we're all perfectionists. We're all a very specific personality type. And it's wild to think about. But
Yes.
I want to ask you, in sort of now you probably learning maybe more about yourself because of this, are you finding like gratitude for it and
Yes.
for where it's led you?
This is the face I make when she goes gratitude. I'm like,
Yeah, she thinks I'm crazy,
Wow.
but it's the road I'm
no,
on
I
right
know.
now.
I'll get there.
If you can shift your perspective. So I always say, and it's really irritating to the majority of people, but it's literally my little own mantra. If I had never gotten MS, I would have never had the dramatic perspective shift that I didn't realize how bad I needed it. Here's what's really amazing about MS is that I actually ended up changing my perspective about my entire life in a way that I never would have had I never had MS. Had I never had to have something so much bigger and more real than this world I thought that was such a big deal to really knock me down a peg and say, yeah, you do not have control of everything, sister. You have control of literally zero. I have control of you now. And what are you going to do with this information? And I just decided to treat it, like a gift because it really changed my entire life. I mean, where I'm at today, I made dramatic and sad and devastating, but rebirthing choices for my life. I opted to leave my husband of, 20 years. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't be, I wanted to be I wanted to grow and I couldn't stay where I was. And I knew that unfortunately the situation I was in was killing me. I felt like it was killing me. And I think the only way for me to address my new friend, let's say, was to really get raw and honest with myself and figure out
I call her a whore, but you can call it a friend.
Sure, that bitch. Yeah. Who it was, who I really was, because I had become this shell of myself. And then this disease was the most real thing that ever happened to me.
I was going to talk to that because I think we're going to be basically best friends because she lives in Austin. So she's not going to be hanging out with us. Like you're just going to be over here and we're just going to lay here and watch reality TV and then bemoan about our.
By the way, oh my God, is anybody watching Orange County right now?
Fuck yeah.
Of course.
Oh, are you watching SLC? Are you watching Potomac? Don't even at me. Dubai.
I have to catch up. I haven't had any time. I've traveled so much.
But now I'm doing Millionaire Matchmaker. But anyway, because I hadn't seen it before, now I'm obsessed. But I feel like, I want to share this with you because I was always the yes man. The perfect person, like always early and never late and never complained and never did anything and always said yes. And there's this like fucking freedom. Sadly, it had to come with this disease, but this freedom to say no, like, no, I don't feel like it. No, That's not going to happen. No, don't want to go out. Nope. Can't do that. Sorry, guys. ADA motherfuckers. Well, the Americans with Disabilities Act. Yes, we have that in our back pocket and we get good parking. But I like that freedom of like, I hate everything about MS. I fucking hate it. Right.
Yeah.
But it changed something in me to be able to go, yeah, no, thank you. And like you being in maybe a situation that was not fulfilling you anymore, to be good, to be able to go, it's not, it's what, no.
Well, it's not
Because
serving you anymore.
Because our lifetimes, you know, apparently are shorter, right? Apparently. And I'm doing lots of air quotes. So to people that are listening, I'm not saying that. But when you get hit with something like this, you go, we only have the present. We have right now. And how are you going to live present? You can't get into future. You can't live in the past. You got to be like right fucking here and not let your brain be louder than your heart. And that to me is so powerful. And I guess I'm not grateful for MS, but I owe this new kind of thing in my cells and my everything to the idea of it, I guess. The idea of it shortening it up.
It forces you to be the most brutally honest you've ever had to yourself, because you can't hide behind whatever bullshit you've created in your life or whatever persona you've created in your life to protect yourself from yourself. And I think that was for me. Yeah, I was like so outwardly making sure that I was this, you know, and it's not like I was trying to be some manufactured version of myself. I just wasn't living authentically in my skin. I was living for everything that I had created instead of anybody related to Amber Lewis. Not one person had Amber Lewis's back besides, nobody actually. I felt like I was literally on earth to serve everybody around me and never once reflect that mirror back at me. And MS gave me the perspective to go, oh, you have to live in this body. You have to be, when you need help, you no longer can help yourself. You don't have that power, and you have to relinquish control to somebody else, which means you're going to have to rely on people more than you've ever had to. You can't do this by yourself. And that shocker, that punch in the face, that slap in the, cooter, for lack of it, like you're just, it is like you're getting hit in the eyeball at a force that is just like, will knock the wind out of your sails and really make you look at human beings in a very different way. It'll make you analyze like, oh, we are all just here barely surviving and barely putting one foot in front of the other. And we're all doing our best. But why is it okay for me to not? Why don't I give myself that same grace? Like, I can understand the human condition. Why can't I understand my own?
Support for Messy comes from Jenny Kane. The holiday season's here, which means we're focused on things that are festive and gifting. And Jenny Kane is my go-to destination for the very best of the season. Whether you're thinking about gifting a beautiful sweater or their obsession-worthy candles or a gorgeous blanket, look no further than Jenny Kane. And for the rest of November, you can enjoy 25% off everything, home included, during Jenny Kane's biggest sale of the year. This is the moment everybody's been waiting for. We cannot wait to get all of our shopping done. And for a very limited time, again, if you go to jennykane.com and use the code MESSY15, you will get 25% off. The Jenny Kane Black Friday event starts November 16th, lasts through the end of November. Again, they're offering 25% off everything. I'm talking their luxe sweaters, their candles, their cozy throws. All of these make incredibly perfect gifts. So gift yourself and your loved ones the best gift of all, Jenny Kane. From now through the end of November, our listeners get 25% off your first order when you use code MESSY15 at jennykane.com. That's 25% off your first order for the rest of November when you use code MESSY15 at jennykane.com. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Support for Messy comes from Whoop. As you know, here at Messy, we're always on the hunt for the absolute best products in health and wellness. And we both started recently using Whoop, one of our sponsors for today's episode. So Whoop's calling card is in their recovery and sleep tracking. So each morning when you wake up, you get a recovery score from 0 to 100. And you can sort of think of it as your guide for your approach to your day. And when you get started on Whoop, you set goals for yourself. So whether you want to improve your sleep, or you want to train smarter or harder, or simply just feel better, Whoop learns your body's baselines and patterns and coaches you with custom recommendations on how to tailor your lifestyle, your habits, your training, and more to unlock your health. And 87% of their members say they feel healthier with Whoop. The longer you wear it, the smarter and more personalized the algorithms and feedback get. You have 140 different habits and behaviors and daily decisions in your day, and Whoop can help see how they impact your overall health. So again, whether you're starting a new health routine, whether you want to experiment with a new supplement, or you're trying out meditation, I love this especially because I'm always trying to figure out what supplements work for me. So the fact that I can track my health and see how I'm feeling helps me be more in the know of how it's affecting me. So head to join.whoop.com/messy to get started today with a free 1-month trial. That's join.whoop.com/messy to get started with your free 1-month trial.
Well, I was going to say too, like Jamie and I, when we first started this podcast, we had this thing of, I think our first podcast was named, How Are You?
Mm-hmm.
And the idea that no one actually wants to know how you are. Because if someone asked you, Amber, today, how are you? That's going to take, like how really are you? No one wants to hear it because they just want you to go, I'm fine. How are you? And ça va, comment ça va? Et toi, moving on. Sorry. It's
No.
like,
Yeah. Well, I just want to say to Amber, I'm so proud of you and impressed because, you're still very early in like your years of living with, or you knowing that you have MS, right? Even though I agree with you, there is some sort of destiny with this and with us and for our purpose and our growth and our evolution as humans and who we are. It took me a very long time to have the understanding of what you're talking about, but it brought tears to my eyes because I don't want to know who I would have been without this experience, because the way that I look at the world and the way that I look at people and the way that it has deepened my connections, but most importantly, the one with myself, is invaluable. And we all have shit that we're dealing with, right? And ours is physical, which is difficult because it's something that you have to overcome every day to just function within life. But there's also a beauty in the daily reminder that we have of our own strength, of our own perseverance, but then also, like you said, the awareness and the ability to ask for help is something that's difficult for a lot of people. And I'm sure for you as a businesswoman, like how did that have to be rearranged within your business, let alone your personal life?
Yeah. I mean, well, luckily the world shut down for those,
Right.
So in the very early stages when I was in the most shock and the most disbelief and the most just, you could have blown me over with a feather. I just couldn't believe it was happening. I was in such a dream state that I was able to really surround myself with, I felt safe to a degree because I didn't have to talk to anybody because of COVID rules. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's my excuse right now. But once I started, the world went back and everything kind of went back, I just had to make a very serious decision that if you need help, you have to ask for help. And it does not mean weakness. It does not mean you can't do it. Well, it doesn't mean you don't want to do it. It means you can't do it.
right? But with strong women, which we all are, that word burden, the word burden comes in.
Yeah.
Like, am I being a burden to someone else? Because we've been taking care of everybody forever. I mean, obviously I don't know you, Amber, but I know that I can see that you're a strong woman and you kind of control the narrative of your life. But when you have to become a quote unquote burden to someone, that's really hard to go, oh shit, I actually need the help.
Yeah.
And that's really hard. I'm always trying to like, no, I've got it. I'm going to do it. And it was really hard for me to step back and go, you know what? I can't, because MS, when we push MS pushes back. And I don't know if you've noticed that, like when you're like pushing, like I went and rode bikes in the Netherlands this summer, and I came back and I couldn't walk for a month, but I had a fucking great time riding bikes. But this twat, she, goes, yeah, you know what you're going to do? Lay in bed. But I wonder how you feel with that, like asking for help, how hard that.
Yeah. Over the last 4 years, I've definitely gotten a little bit more used to it now. And I think the way that I've created the space, the people around me and whatever, it's a lot of a give and take. So I give as much as I can, and I don't have a problem now taking what I need. And that includes time, that includes mental health days. I'm terrible at it. If I'm totally honest, I'm very bad about it. I definitely.
You're still a hard worker.
Very much so.
Do you use any accessibility, mobility aids?
No, not
at
right
all?
now. Not
Okay.
today.
Okay.
Today, I'm great. Every now and again, I will bust out a cane. But no, I try really hard to, if I feel like the cane needs to come out, I tend to hide a little bit still, which I'm not proud of, but that's just my truth.
I still do it too.
She does it. And I'm like, it's my badge of fucking honor. I'm like, motherfuckers, get out of my way, or I'm going to smack you with my cane or my wheelchair. Get out of my way. I'm going to go in the shorter line at the TSA, and then I'm going to smack you with my cane. No, not violence, but just like, you don't have to push. Like for me, that's my thing. And like when I'm out and I'm scared of falling over or something, I got my cane. And also people just leave me alone. They're like, oh, there comes the lady with the cane, and let's leave her alone, not mess with her. That's always my fight with Jamie. I'm like, come on, let's just be the cane ladies. Let's just be out there caning it up.
No, I'm actually, to be honest, right now, you guys, I am not even condoning this, but I'm just going to tell you my journey because it's so interesting, and I don't know anyone out. I'm sure there's a bunch of us out there, but in my crazy, the last 4 years of my life. So all these things happened. I left my marriage, and that was the hardest thing. We're still best friends. We still run our business together. We just decided this tree was growing this way. We needed to do these things, and it was very, very difficult. But there was just a definition of who he was going to be in my life, and it was always going to be family and like a brother to me. And we were always very strong where we were strong. We were just married was just not one of those categories that we could conquer. We gave it a good go, 20 years, and it was done. But in the last 4 years, I've done so much work on myself, and I've found new love, and I've been out there in the world, and part of these boundaries that I've set for myself were so much more real. Like I walked into this new relationship and these new relationships with other people just being so rehearsed, if you will. Like there was, I was so raw that there was nothing I could bring to the table except for, look, here's what's going to fucking suck about your and my relationship as friends, as lovers, all these things. I'm going to suck at a lot of things, meaning like there's going to be 3 or 4 days that are going to not have a date or no schedule where I'm literally not going to be able to move, and you're going to have to deal with it. I'm going through a hell of a separation, divorce, and trying to divide. I've got a 15-year-old at home. I'm buying homes. I'm still running businesses. All of these things are so stressful and so annoying. But I'm going to tell you, this is what it is. These are my boundaries. You either take it or leave it. And I've sort of walked into these last 4 years with a little bit of that mentality, not in a my way or the highway, back to how I was as a kid, but more of like we're going to do this together as a team. I'm going to give you as much as I'm going to take from you, as much as I can, right? I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to give you everything, but you're just going to have to understand that with everything comes that I might have to take everything from you.
And then that person is if that person goes, yeah, I'm here for the ride.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. I'm here for this.
Well,
Without
then that's
question.
the right person.
And without like patting themselves on the back, just going like, yeah, maybe you need help to the bathroom. Maybe you need help doing this, and does it like selflessly and lovingly. That's your fucking person, man. That's your
well, and
fucking
also
person.
everything that you just said is an embodiment of acceptance, boundaries, grace, like all of the things that we strive for, right? And that's where like the gift of all this can come from. And I think for me, you know, like I kept my MS a secret for like 16, 17 years, which made me, on top of like all the other things from earlier in my life, like carry so much shame around it. And Christina and I are both in the process of writing our memoirs, and like in like this truth, like in me just spilling my truth, all the things I felt shameful about, all the things that I held in that you know, we're all probably very hard on ourselves, right? I'm sure that also comes along with this, right? And for us to like be able to just be like, this is what it is, and this is what was happening. Nobody else can. I'm going to say it for you. Everything that I would be afraid that anybody would say, here's the worst that I've thought about myself. And then you're free from it.
Mm-hmm.
You're free. And who knows what's ahead of us after this process. But I think that it's interesting that we're all of around the same age, right? And having
I'm the oldest, I believe.
And I think it's a really an opportunity for us to shed a lot of the things that were no longer serving us and move forward in this next chapter of our lives in a really beautiful way, a choice to sort of leave what you want to leave behind and take what you want with you. And again, we have, and so because I've lived with MS for 23 years, there's a lot of things about the way it's manifested in my body and my life that I can't hide. I can only imagine for you, Amber, like for you, a lot of your symptoms are invisible.
Yes.
You've had to learn to sort of advocate for yourselves because people can't see, right, what's going on.
The hardest thing for me when you talked about invisible, it's funny, I was just thinking about that because you were saying, do you like to wear your cane? In a way, that would be a little bit more of an obvious symbol, because the hardest part for me is the days that you have to show up and you can't say no, right? You have to show up. And for me, I was always priding myself on this quick wit, this ability to just be like, bleh, and I have, you know, just back at you fast and funny and quick. That is the part that scares me the most, is the memory, the brain fog, the inability to be fast-witted. I could not remember your name unless it was written on your fucking forehead, and I've known you 45 years. Like, that is sometimes how bad it gets. And I don't know, and I haven't quite figured out what my formula of communication is to say, I know I should know you, and I know I do know you. I can't remember your name, and it's more embarrassing for me than it's going to be for you. It's actually going to then embarrass you, and we're going to get in this weird conundrum where
Say that exactly.
Yeah,
you disarmed the whole situation.
Well, but also I was saying, like with having the cane is most of the time I don't need it.
I'm going to bring a cane when I'm having a brain day.
Fucking yes, because it's telling it. It's kind of giving you a pass for people to like leave you the fuck alone. Yeah, and sometimes I don't need it. I really don't. And I'm like, I'm fine. I mean, I'm not fine.
Right.
Well, as we know, fine means fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Yes. Very much
an
so.
AA thing. Anyway, but I just bring it because it's like easier for like people to be like, just leave me alone. Don't talk to me about like if I'm stumbling or if I'm not stumbling, like just like stay out of my fucking lane, man. And it's power in that. There's actually, to me, and Jamie and I talk about this, to me, there's power in having a cane.
Yeah.
I don't feel that. I don't feel powerful when I bring my cane out.
I know.
It's just honest. It's just the truth.
I know.
I don't feel power in
I totally understand
that part yet.
Support for Messy comes from Mud Water. As the chilly days of fall roll in and the holiday rush begins, it's easy to forget about taking care of yourself. Well, enter Mud Water. Mud Water, it is a soothing yet energizing coffee alternative that helps you stay sharp and balanced throughout the busiest time of the year because it is made from a blend of chai, cacao, and calming adaptogens like lion's mane, reishi, and chaga. And so Mud Water gives you a natural boost without the crash or coffee jitters. It's like a holiday self-care ritual in a cup. It's packed with antioxidants and wellness benefits that nourish your body while keeping you centered and clear-headed throughout the chaos of the season. I love Mud Water. I love to froth it up with some milk, a little bit of cinnamon, maybe some maple syrup. However you like to take your coffee, however you would like to take your Mud Water, you just mix it with some water, froth it up, and add whatever else you want. Every ingredient in Mud Water is 100% USDA certified organic. It's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's kosher. There's also 0 sugar and no sweeteners added. So it's very clean and it's a wholesome choice for your wellness journey. Using Mud Water is as easy as cozying up on a crisp fall afternoon. So head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit. For a limited time only, our listeners get 25% off your entire order at mudwtr.com/messy. That's 25% off your order at mudwtr.com/messy, only for a limited time. And after you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. This fall, nourish your body and mind with Mud Water, a perfect addition to your self-care routine as the weather cools and the days get shorter. Support for Messy comes from Psionic. I'm talking about the Psionic Neural Sleeve, which is the first FDA-cleared bionic clothing designed to help people living with MS and other neurological conditions improve walking and strength. I love my Psionic Neural Sleeve, and I love the process that I went through for it. So for people living with MS, right, staying mobile and active is an essential part of managing our symptoms. This neural sleeve, it looks and feels like a garment instead of a clunky assistive device, and it's sleek enough to fit under your clothing. So basically, the technology behind it is the system analyzes every step you take, and then it sends electrical pulses directly to the 4 major muscle groups of your leg to improve walking in real time. This is an award-winning device. It was named one of Time's best inventions, and it just won the impact category of Fast Company's Innovation by Design Awards. So you get your neural sleeve, you get put in touch with one of their mobility specialists for trainings and check-ins. They help analyze how you walk, how you move, personalize your settings, help you track your progress. And the best part is you pay as you go. So if for some reason the neural sleeve isn't working for you, you can cancel it anytime for any reason. And we're excited to share that Messy listeners can get $50 off by entering the code MESSY during checkout. To learn more, visit psionic.com/messy. That's CIONIC.com/messy.
We all have our stuff. And I think that as women, and just bringing this back to anybody listening that does not have MS and wants to take a little quip it, the biggest lesson I've learned from MS and the biggest takeaways is just this authentic piece of us as women. So I turned 40, lost my fucking mind, right? On top of MS, then all the other things that were going on. It was a wild year. And I just feel like if my 35-year-old self, my 30-year-old self, my 25-year-old self was given permission to just really grow from within first, become who the person I was going to be without anybody deciding who I was for them, to live super authentically, to live more raw and honestly, it would have saved me a life-shattering, diagnosis and disease to have to move that and all the casualties that came with it. I wouldn't change it for the world, but there is such a stigma attached to all of us, women specifically, and out in the world that we have to be a thing and perfect and, doing X, Y, and Z, firing on all cylinders all the time. And it's impossible. It's impossible.
MS gave me my freedom to fucking be my own authentic self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been talking about this. We've talked about it over lots of podcasts, but also like, that sounds really douche, but in our conversations, like I played a character for everybody for years and I don't fucking care anymore. Like no time for inauthenticity. Like it's the time to just go, this is what I need. This is who I am. There's no context. Don't ask me if I'm being punny or whatever. Like just speak your freaking truth, man. And it's so freeing.
You know what I think is really cool is that your daughter, during really formative years, watched you fucking meet it head on and do it so beautifully and bravely and amazing. And I have no doubt that changed her for the better. And I'm sure I could just see from your Instagram, like how close you guys are and how much you love her. I love your guys' relationship. It's amazing. And I just think what a gift for a young woman to see her mom blossom in the face of a really fucking hard time.
And don't you feel like that's the gift we give to our kids? It's really tough, but empathy is not something that's learned. It's not something that is a given. And I think experiences create empathy. Obviously, you know, the homes that you're raised and stuff like that, but the gift to her, and it's been tough, man. Nothing will make me cry like talking about my kid, because she is probably she's definitely more resilient than I am. She's definitely been through the ringer, but the attitude, she's been not only my guiding light, but I feel like I've gotten and had to be stronger outside of myself for her, not because it's from her that I need to be that for her, but because she's instilled that in me. You've got this, mama. You can do all things. And I mean, what a trooper. What a trooper. Our kids are just, what a gift.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
My daughter's 13 and, she knew me before. And we don't talk about it very much, but she has a chronic illness called POTS as well, which is very similar to MS, but not the same. But when she wants food, she always asks, I want your way, which means I have to go down 2 flights of stairs. And she's not trying to be an asshole. It's her way of saying, no, I need you to still be my mom.
And you find the strength to do it.
And I'm not giving up on you. So I'm like crying right now. Sorry. Because our kids are like our everything. And there's like that feeling of like, we disappointed them in some weird fucking way, like.
I think I used to worry about, I know I worried about what MS would take away from me as a mother, like what it could possibly take away from their experience and my experience. And, my kids have only known me with MS and limitations. But what I have seen is 2 little men that are like so aware of other people and do embody empathy and
kind. Like,
and
I don't
kindness. Yes. And kindness. And that is a beautiful gift in of itself. And I always say, like, each generation is just sort of like a new and improved one of the next, right? And I'm really already proud of our kids and who they are and because this is also their experience as well, like you said. I mean, this is not just ours. And
MS is one of those things that's the hardest thing because it's in you and it's your symptoms and it's your brain fuck and all of these things that we're dealing with. Yet it affects everybody in our circle majorly. And while I try to understand that I can't give that much weight, because I used to feel so bad about that. And I used to hold on to that and just apologize all the time. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad because I embodied it as though I was doing something wrong to everybody else. Like there was something wrong with me, and then therefore their quality of life was going to change. And I didn't want to be the reason why that was happening, because I was always the reason why their quality of life was better. Everyone in my life. And the moment I couldn't provide, it's not that I couldn't provide. The moment I literally had to stop everything.
It had to be different.
It had to be different. I had to redefine what my life looked like. You take on this guilt. The guilt of, I think we all do it as women, as moms. We always carry our kids' stuff, our burdens of just like, did we do a good job and everything else? You add this fucking disease on top of it, and I don't even know how to deal with it. How am I going to help my child deal with it?
Did you see that there's this whole study of that their DNA, right, is left into the mother's brain?
Right.
I look, let's look it up. Everyone, I'm not a scientist or a doctor. I like to believe that I am, but
have you ever played one on TV?
Yes, I have. Not a scientist, but I played a doctor one time. Anywho,
come to your clinic. I'm just saying.
There's like a thing. There's a thing that like, yes, our DNA is in them.
We are deeply connected.
But before they leave their unique DNA, which is actually from the father, the mother, the other sides of the family. They leave that in our brain. I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah.
Allison's looking it up right now. It's a thing. It's science. So as a mother, sorry, dads, because you don't have it, we are left with the DNA of our child, which is from all the DNAs from both sides. So we get all of it. And that's why we can lift the car, as Jamie and I always say, lift the car.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know what that means is there's like a woman can lift a fucking car off their child if their child's under a car. So sorry, there's dogs barking because
no, I'm surprised mine isn't. Well, I just want to wrap that up by saying that, where I began, which is that I just have no doubt how positively impactful this has been. I think we can take on, like you said, as mothers, just the immense responsibility and the immense pressure that we can put on ourselves to get it right. When in turn, we actually really just try to have to live our lives as authentically and honestly as possible. And they are who they are. Yeah. And that is the example that they need. And you are setting that like a fucking rock star.
Thank you so much. If nothing else will make me cry on this earth, it's just,
I get it.
We all want to do it right. We all want to do it right. And you feel so bad by giving them this experience, but it has shifted and I do feel very grateful again. But what a cool kid, man. She's the coolest kid.
She seems so cool and she's so gorgeous.
Thank you. I don't know where she came from. I honest to God don't. She's 5'11" and like just this Amazon beautiful thing. I can't. She's so gorgeous. But anyway, yeah, she's a pretty magical. She is. She chose me to be her mama for whatever reason that is.
She did.
And I will forever be in debt to the experience I've had of just getting to be in her orbit. That little thing.
Well, before we wrap up our time with you, because Christina does this really cool, amazing party trick. First, can you just tell our listeners, like, if they don't know who you are, you're welcome. But like, how can they find you? What's like new with the business? I saw you have a new collaboration with Four Hands, another one. Like, tell us everything.
You can find me on Instagram and all the social media platforms. My Instagram handle, it's at Amber Interiors. First name Amber, last name Interiors. That's just where I go now. It is. That's, and then I think I have a really cool blog actually that I reinvented.
Yes.
The blog, brought that back. It's allsortsof.com. You can find me there. And then, I just came out with my second collabs. That's why I'm always in Texas. Our pals at Four Hands, they're just there in Austin. So I'm back and forth there all the time and doing
You have to tell me next time you're here.
I know. And they're in November for one night. That's like
okay. Well, when you're here for longer, you tell me.
I know. I spend a lot of time there.
Awesome.
And then that's where you can find me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so the movies. Okay, so
Yeah,
here's how it works.
Tell her.
Here's how it works. You, without thinking about it, name 5 movies that you could watch over and over and over again. Don't think about it. Don't be like polite about it. Don't judge it. Just give me 5.
If I can name 5, sure. Beetlejuice,
Really?
best movie.
The new one or the old one?
No, the old one. I just saw
Okay.
the new one in the theater, and it's amazing. The Money Pit,
Cool.
Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Pure Luck, which was the most ridiculous movie ever with Martin Short and Danny Glover, and it's one of my favorites of all time.
Anything with Marty.
That's right. Anything.
He's my bestie.
Yeah, The Jerk.
Okay, you're done. Thank you.
But those are actually truly like, if I have to name my 5.
Those are great.
Okay.
You
No,
should be
this is
proud
this
of
is good
those.
stuff. You guys talk.
Okay, while she does her thing, I need to ask you an honest question. I think I have a sickness because my entire algorithm's interior design.
It's called
I'm
MS, motherfucker. Jeez. Oh, sorry.
Another
What was
one.
it?
I think I have another one. I moved into my home 3.5 years ago. We've slowly been renovating it, but then I can live in a space for like a year, 2 years, and then I have to redo it. Is this normal?
Called a client. That's literally every. Actually, that's not true. I don't have that much of a turnover. In fact, that's a total lie. I don't have.
Well,
that
if you did it, I would never touch it.
myself.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. I myself am that person. I literally change it up. In fact, 5 minutes before I got on this call, I just closed escrow on another house. I bought a
Congrats.
house.
Okay. What I'm getting is you wanted something bigger and you never got to it. And you also didn't think that you deserved it. And your lofty ideas of life, even though they came true, there's a part of you that feels like you don't deserve it. There you go.
Wow.
Have fun.
This is based on my movies?
Yeah.
Yes. It's wild, right?
That is wild, because we didn't even touch on the whole other thing. I was like, if they're going to ask me about whatever, I was going to talk about self-esteem and how self-esteem is really like an MS suck. Like if you have low self-esteem, MS finds it like a crack in a foundation.
Well, come on, another episode. We'll talk about it.
That's my deal with what you told me.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
that's pretty much it. I mean, there's other stuff that's coming to my mind, but immediately it was like almost being ashamed of any kind of success because you didn't feel you deserved it. There you go. Okay, I know.
That's so on the nose. What you're missing
you.
in the
Thank
video
you.
on the nose. That's wild. Now I'm gonna cry about that as soon as we get off.
No.
Let's do a card because
Thank
you're
you
gonna
for.
freak out.
I'm going to pull a card, but I just want to say before I
Yeah,
pull
thank
the
you so
card
much,
that
Amber.
Thank you for taking time out of your life to spend with us and to share so honestly and vulnerably. And
I love this for you guys, and I think that it's wonderful. And you never want to hear anybody who's diagnosed with this garbage, but if there's a platform or just some, little corner of the world where you can talk about it and come and listen to what other people are going through, it's really important what you guys are doing. So
thank you, Amber.
Thank you. And we kind of do it just for ourselves so I can see Jamie's pretty little face.
It's therapy.
Okay, I've got a card.
Okay.
You ready? It's a short one. You, whose day it is, get out your rainbow colors and make it beautiful.
You got it.
I like
There
this
you
one
go.
today.
Yeah.
Today is a great day to have a great day. That's it.
Let's show our
right.
tattoos.
And this is what we say at the end of it. And so it is.
So it is. This show is executive produced by Christina Applegate, Jamie-Lynn Sigler, and Allison Bresnick. Our audio engineer is Josh Windisch.
And if you want to show us some love, don't forget to leave the show a rating or review. Hi, it's Jamie. Thanks for listening. I just want to let you know I am a paid spokesperson for Novartis, but this podcast is independent from my collaboration with Novartis.